What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another album review. I know it has been a long time since I've uploaded an actual video. I've recently just been uploading videos that I've already done, but re-uploading it to advance it a little more. So I haven't made any new videos in quite some time. So I just want to apologize for that. Life has been lifing, but not in a way of a bad way. I just feel like life is like overwhelmingly good because financially I'm starting to get better with things and saving, and life's been good, honestly. But anyways, we can pretty much put that to the side because that's not what y'all here for. Obviously, if y'all haven't already read the title, we are going to be doing Nas Illmatic. Now, this is a review because if y'all remember the first review I did of this album, if any of y'all OG subscribers has been here since like, I would say maybe 2022, y'all know that this was the very first album I reviewed on this channel solo-wise. But anyways, this album is Nas's first studio album released April 19th, 1994 through Columbia Records. So without any further ado, man, I've done too much talking during the intro. Let's get straight into this album review.
Rappers are monkey flipping with the funky rhythm I be kicking. Musician, inflicting composition of pain, I'm like Scarface sniff.
First song we got on this album is New York State of Mind. Easily the most legendary intro song you can get out of probably any hip-hop album from now and even back then. I mean, it just has so much value. First off, let's start off with the production. The production is just amazing. It has a really good, gritty sound, that New York sound that's just incredible. The beat type is amazing. DJ Premier did his thing with this production, and he gave you just kind of that, real, true, gritty New York sound that I feel like cannot be replaced. And then when we get into the lyrics, bro, Nas killed it. Like, the fact that he started off the intro of the song, like, I don't know how to start this off, and then he just goes into his verse right away. I'm just like, dude, his wordplay was amazing. Lyricism was through the roof. I mean, nothing about the lyrics made me think, man, he shouldn't have said that. Like, everything's perfect on here. This is really an anthem New York song for real. So honestly, I could argue this is probably the best song on the album, but I mean, there's a lot of other amazing songs on this album as well, but like, this is really the standard. And I feel like if you don't know Nas, you might know this song kind of way.
Visualizing the realism of life and actuality. Fuck who's the baddest. A person's status depends on salary, and my mentality is money.
Next song we got on here is Life's featuring AZ and Ula Dora. Hopefully I said that name right. To me, another perfect song. I love the production on here. It's very smooth, very jazzy. Obviously a very good sample with a very good beat type in the background, and it's very laid back, but I feel like the production was kind of a part that you didn't need to pay attention to too much because I feel like the lyricism really put it over the top. Now, when we talk about the lyricism, obviously AZ starting off in the intro, his cadence was crazy on here. His rap performance was amazing. Great wordplay, and he was able to keep up with the production exceptionally well. Like, I was very, very impressed with his verse. Definitely one of the better features throughout this album. And then when we go into Nas's verse, obviously he killed it too. He had a very nice flow throughout the whole track. His cadence was honestly really good too, and it lets you know that AZ and Nas are probably the most underrated duo to like never happen. Like, yes, they've made a bunch of songs together, but they've never really had that like true collab album. I mean, you could count The Firm and say whatever, but like The Firm featured Foxy Brown and I think Capadonna or something. So I wouldn't really count that as like a duo album. But overall, I feel like this song is amazing. Nothing can be bad about this song. From top to bottom, it just works, man.
I sip the Don P, watching Gandhi till I'm charged and writing in my book of rhymes. All the words past the margin, the whole of mic I'm throbbing.
Next song we got on here is Whose World Is This? Or, my bad, The World Is Yours, my bad. I don't know why I thought that at the beginning. This is personally one of my absolute favorite songs throughout this whole album, and I'll pretty much tell y'all why. The first time I've ever actually heard this song, I remember playing NBA 2K13 for anybody that's played that game. Soundtrack was amazing on there, but this was definitely like one of the first songs I was able to hear and actually really like. And when we get into the production is very, very nice. I love the piano in the background. The sampling is amazing. I don't know who was on the hook exactly. I don't know his name, but I thought he was a very, very good hook for, you know, the duration of the song. And then when we get into Nas's rapping performance, dude, he has so many quotable lines on this particular song that I still hear till this day, and I'm just like, dude, I think he's birthed more rappers than most people think. Like, his rapping ability was amazing. I loved his flow on here. His rhyme pattern was insane. I mean, it's amongst the best. I'll just put it like that. This is a song to me that will never get old. Like, it still sounds so good till this day, and like I said, one of my favorite songs. Like, it's like, out of the 3 songs I've named, they're all on, like, my playlist of, like, songs I would put on repeat. So, yeah, this song is amazing, and nothing really else to it. It's just an amazing song.
Before a blunt, I take out my fronts, then I start the front. Matter of fact, I'll be on a manhunt. You couldn't catch me in the streets without a ton of
Next song we got on here is Halftime. Very ironic that he named this Halftime, because this is the first half of pretty much this whole album, or you could just say the middle song in this whole album. So I thought that was a good little context he put in there. But I feel like this song is pretty good. I feel like it's somewhat underrated because it maybe doesn't have the best production sound like the other 3 songs that I named, but I feel like it's more settled to the point where he's able to freestyle more and you hear the lyricism more than you really care about the production, if that makes sense. And then when we get into the lyricism, I think the lyricism on here is incredibly underrated. Like, he had some really good lines on here that I had to, like, think back, like, whoa, he said that? Like, and I've heard this album over 1,000 times, and I'm still, like, learning so much from this album just in general. So, I thought this song was honestly pretty decent. It is probably one of the lower standard songs throughout this whole album, but I will say it's underrated due to the lyricism more than anything else. So that's what I'll say.
I rap for listeners, blunt heads, fly ladies, and prisoners, Hennessy holders and old school niggas, then I'll be dissing the unofficials that...
Next song we got on here is Memory Lane, Sitting in the Park. I think this song is pretty inspiring because he is taking you down memory lane of how he grew up in New York and as a kid and just experiencing all things in the Queens area that you can experience just from him speaking it into existence. I do want to give props to the production. I thought the production was very, very good, very settled, not doing too much. I like the sample in the background. I just thought everything about the production was just perfect. Like, it was just, you couldn't have went wrong with it. And then when we get into the lyricism, man, the lyrics on here are incredible. Like, I don't know how he does it so fluently, and if y'all don't believe me, y'all would have to watch the Nas album reaction that I did with Trayvon, but you know, that's if y'all want to see it. You won't be able to hear the music, you'll be able to only see our reaction and hear our reaction for the most part. But I go back to this song and I'm like, I've missed so much within this song that I do want to go back and listen to this song again even after this. So it just works so well. He did his thing on this one. Obviously giving good storytelling throughout this song as well. I would argue definitely one of the more underrated songs within this album as well. It's just very fluid.
What up, kid? I know shit is rough doing your bid. When the cops came, you should have slid to my crib. Fuck it, black, no time for looking.
Next song we got on here is One Love featuring Q-Tip. I know I've said this a lot throughout the video, but this is definitely one of my favorite songs on the album as well. And obviously I'm going to tell y'all why. So the production part is very, very like good. And the thing is, it's not doing too much neither. It's very simple sound in general. I feel like the beat type is fine. The sound in the background is cool for the most part. And Q-Tip actually did the production on this album, or not this album, but really this song. So it was very settled, and it lets you know that the words are going to be way more important than the production. But when we get into the lyricism, I feel like for the most part this is obviously a storytelling song, but I feel like him being able to interact with one of his best friends that's in jail and let him know, like, hey man, this is what's been going on since you've been in. Hey, your baby mom's is doing this. You should, leave her. You know what I'm saying? He's like explaining everything that's going on while he's locked up. And I thought, to me, Nas would be a really good friend to have, because if he's able to tell you the truth about everything, that's something you need out of a friend. So I thought that was a really nice touch. Obviously, Q-Tip being on the hook saying one love, like, I thought that was a really, really nice touch. It was very settled, and I feel like this song to me is a song I could definitely listen to more often. It's on my playlist personally, so I just appreciate the storytelling aspect more than anything. It really isn't like the crazy rhyme schemes. It isn't like the crazy cadence. It's really just the storytelling that puts it way over the top. So definitely very enjoyable, and I would argue underrated.
When I'm chillin', I grab the Buddha, get my crew to buy beers and watch a flick, illin' and root for the villain, Plus every morning
Next song we got on here is One Time for Your Mind. I thought this song was pretty decent for the most part. It wasn't too bad. I feel like the production was definitely just very gritty and just very, I wouldn't say slow pace, but it kept a steady pace throughout the whole entire track. But I feel like the lyricism was obviously just Nas freestyling. He was just spitting a little flow. He had, a really just, laid back like style to him when it came to this song. And I feel like this is just a low-key throw-in song. It's not nothing crazy. It's not something you have to pay attention to necessarily. But I feel like it's one of the better add-in songs that you could have within the album. So I'm personally not complaining. I think it's a pretty good song. And if I had to be honest, if I had to name probably the worst song on here, it would be this, but not by a far margin. Not like it's that bad, because if you put this song on, I would say, a bad album, this would be the best song, if that makes sense. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I'm just letting you know, the song is still good. I just think it's the worst within this album. So that's it.
Straight up shit is real, and any day could be your last in the jungle. Get murdered on the humble, guns will blast, niggas tumble. The corners is the hot.
Next song we got on here is Represent. Represent is so good. I haven't listened to this song in quite some time, but the production is very, very good, giving you, again, that New York sound. It has some weird kind of thing going on in the background that I don't know what it is, but I think it's a nice touch. And I feel like the beat type is also pretty good as well. And then when we get into the lyricism, the lyricism to me is very, very good. I honestly like it a lot. He had a crazy flow on here. His rhyme pattern was insane. He had some very good quotable lines throughout this whole song that I enjoyed personally. He just killed it. I don't know how else to say it. And I love how his crew was in the background of the hook. I thought that was a really nice touch. I like how he was representing, not representing, but he was shouting out all the guys that he got along with in the industry. I thought that was really cool. And I think this song really speaks for itself. The title alone, lets you know that he's representing his crew, his Queens Park, like all that. So definitely a very, very good song.
It ain't hard to tell. I excel, then prevail. The mic is contacted, I attract clientele. My mic check is life or death, breathing.
And the last song we have on this album is It Ain't Hard to Tell. What an amazing outro to end off the album. I have to just say that now. First off, the production is so good. I mean, the Michael Jackson sample in the background, I mean, very iconic. The beat type he added into that was really, really good. Dude, the production is just perfect. It brings that good sampling from that Michael Jackson song that I can't think of off the top of my head, but it's so well done. And then when we get into the lyricism, oh my God, that first verse is it's just so good. I don't know how he does it. Like, if I could remember, you know what, I'm not even gonna act like I remember the specific line because I don't know if there's copyright for me saying a certain lyric or not, but the way his cadence is throughout this and the fast pace he's able to go with a very steady flow, I'm just like, y'all gotta think, like, I think Nas was like, 18 years old when he made this album. I might be wrong, but he was considerably young when he made this album. So it's just like, it's amazing how somebody so young could come up with so much words off of a dictionary that he threw into a rap song. It's amongst the best things I've ever heard. And this outro song alone is amongst one of the better outro songs I've ever heard. So this song is perfect. It's personally one of my favorites. I don't know what else to say about this song. Like, it's amazing. It's perfect, honestly. All right, y'all, we are at the part of the video which is personally my favorite. We are going to be breaking down the 5 credentials of this album. If y'all don't know the 5 credentials, I'll put them on the screen right here. I'll leave them on the screen just so y'all don't forget. But the first credential we are going to start off with is production. The production, especially for an album that came out in the early to like mid 90s, was perfect. From top to bottom, it had that New York sound that I really liked. Very gritty, very underground. Sampling, I mean, was amazing. I just feel like there's nothing that could have went wrong with the production. That for a first album, you know, it was just perfect. You know what I'm saying? But there really isn't much to say about this. I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. Like, easily one of the better produced albums of all time. Like, it's not even close. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Next up we got is features. I feel like the features were very well done. Now, there wasn't that many. I will admit that. The only 2 features that are like noticeable on here is obviously Q-Tip and AZ. But those 2 features alone are enough to make this album perfect. And I feel like performance by AZ was incredible. I feel like he just had another level to go up if he was on any other song throughout the album. And then Q-Tip, he was only the hook throughout one song, but I feel like that's still good enough because I actually enjoyed his hook a lot. So if I had to rate the features 1 through 10, I'm probably going to be biased and give it a 10 out of 10 as well. I mean, to me, it could have been better without features, but I feel like it made it that much more valuable adding the features. So, yeah, 10 out of 10. Next up we got is rap performance. Do I even need to explain? This is a 10 out of 10. Easily one of the best rap performance albums ever. Like, what else you want me to say? Like, it's literally up there. So that's it. 10 out of 10. Next up we got is context. I feel like the context of this album was very much needed to complete this album in general. I feel like the storytelling was amazing. The way he broke everything down to a T and not go off of context, I thought was really, really nice. One of my favorite context songs is One Love, because he's able to break down the storytelling to his homie while he's in jail, what's going on around the block. And then I love New York State of Mind, because he's giving you what New York is really like, or especially at that time. So it just, the context to me is an easy 10 out of 10. Like, I genuinely, it would be hard for me to just be like, this album is better context than Illmatic. Like, I can't just say that with a straight face, because this album breaks it down so well. So, man, another 10 out of 10 for me. And then the last credential we have is album cover. I mean, listen, I don't care if you've seen crazy artwork from even back then or crazy artwork you see today. Nothing is ever going to top this album cover as far as having a baby picture or a kid version of yourself. This is Nas at full effect, okay? Like, the cover alone has him as a kid with the New York background, like, basically transmitted into his face. Like, that to me is just incredible. And I've seen a lot of rappers, especially today, replicate this cover, and they can't do it. Nothing is going to be more iconic than this album cover. Nothing. It just screams out, I need to get this album. Now, if I seen this in a vinyl store for the very first time, I'd be like, let me go grab that. Let me listen to that. And that's what it does for me. Easily the most iconic album cover I've ever seen. Easily the most replicated album cover that every rapper has tried to do over the years, especially in today's rap. I see it too often. But he was the first. And, you know, he definitely won't be the last, unfortunately. So I'm giving the album cover a 10 out of 10 if I didn't say that already. But, yeah. Perfect. All right, y'all. Now we are at the final verdict of this album, and I'm not going to give it too much thought. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I mean, easy. So that will conclude today's video. I hope y'all enjoyed. If y'all did, like, subscribe, and comment down below what other albums y'all want me to do. Also, click the link down in my description for all my social medias. And also, if y'all do want to check out the live reaction me and Trey did of this album, I'll probably put that in the description as well. And if I don't, just look for it on my channel. You'll find it. It wasn't that long ago. But yeah, man, I'll catch y'all on the next video.